Hi everyone, it's the Assyrian priestess with you. I hope this finds you well. Today I'm going to do a transit reading for Neptune moving into the sign of Aries. So what can we expect as a collective for the transit Neptune into Aries? Apparently this one is going to be a big one. So I'm actually going to choose an oracle card from Roux Woodland, Wardens, just sort of to set the tone for the reading. Okay, I only want one card, two have come out. There it is, romance. That was not what I was expecting. So Neptune in Aries, what can we expect? Well, it looks like some love and joy. And we have the turtle in the shadow with the keyword satisfaction. So here we have the finch and the peach. A lovely card from the Woodland Wardens deck that basically says that the person you have your eye on, or if you've been hoping for a bit of serendipity, a bit of love and romance, well, it's coming your way in this transit. Now, the transit is actually 14 years, so this could happen any time from January the 26th plus 14 years ahead. Of course, a lot changes with each year. So let's ask the tarot, what can we expect as a collective for the transit Neptune into Aries? Now, if you are a partnered person, adding a bit of romance into your partnership never goes astray. If you're a single and happily single person, romance doesn't only mean partnering with somebody. Being romantic in the traditional sense of the word, or in the literary sense, is just being in love with life, noticing the beauty of nature, of each sunrise, just enjoying the little luxuries. Maybe it's your garden, maybe it's something you're creative about. But the sense of romance, like I think another word that helps me understand the word romance is enchantment. So having a real sense of feeling enchanted by life, by your work, by your passions, just really kind of, I don't know, allowing that fairy godmother energy to sprinkle some luck your way. So here we have the Babylonian Tarot by Sandra, Tabatha, Cicero. And we have the Six of Wands, the Star, the Universe or the World, and the Fool, with a Genesis card in the shadow. This is an extraordinary reading. So the transit Neptune into Aries, what I see here is we as a collective are going to enter a time of leadership and of being rewarded and acknowledged and seen for the battles we have fought or that which we have achieved. So the Six of Wands is a victory card. Here we have an Assyrian shaman wearing a lion cloak. So a lot of Assyrian priests and shamans in antiquity were known to perform temple rituals wearing garb from animals. And so that is a sort of leadership position, I suppose. It's a public facing role. So you might find yourself, maybe declaring a relationship or declaring some sort of leadership where you will be seen and noticed by others. This movement, this transit will actually be everything you ever wanted and maybe more, because we have the Star card. Here we have the goddess Sandra offering the waters of life. And so there's a real sense here of overflowing, going with the flow, being really connected and in tune and just really joyful, really. The World card tells me that you've come a long way and you're ready for something new, but you're ready for something new not from a place of I'm tired, I'm over it, but more like you've achieved so much and you've come so far, but you actually know now from this place of achievement that the world is in fact your oyster and there's more for you. And that's when we have the Fool card appear, that you will be going on a new journey here in love and romance. So if this is about a relationship, I do see you going public with this relationship. I do see a ring, the star, very sparkling energy. You may travel internationally or have a destination wedding. Maybe your partner is actually an international person or from a different culture to you, but you will be beginning a new road. Now, if romance is simply a metaphor for being enchanted and in love with life, the reading kind of suggests that you will enter a period of being noticed and being seen. So if you are a teacher, a performer, a singer-songwriter, an actor, they're really good auspicious cards for you to be noticed and seen and actually get a global audience, because the World card can also be the World Wide Web or an international audience. So this thing that you're working on, this passion project, will be noticed internationally, and it will open new roads for you. And without even trying, we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. Wowee. This is an auspicious reading indeed. The Wheel of Fortune card is basically you can feel and you can sense something amazing is about to happen, but you can't put your finger on it. And that is the Wheel of Destiny at play. It is, the forces that be, or maybe the prayers that someone has said for you, actually having their time and having their moment, literally in the sun. Here we have the Assyrian god Shamash riding atop a horse. So we are in the year of the horse astrologically, but this is about the Neptune in Aries transit. It's basically your time. Your time to be seen, your time to be noticed, the Prince of Arrows, your time to go for what you want and be unapologetic about it. The Prince of Swords here is shown as the god Nergal. Here in his other name, Era, or Era. And so he rules the planet Mars, which is traditionally Aries. So Neptune in Aries, from an Assyrian cosmological point of view, is Neptune in the sign of Nergal, who is the god of war, the noontime sun, and the consort of the goddess of the queen of the underworld. So it's about going for what you want. It's about achieving. I guess a warning with Nergal is not to be hot-headed, not to use your powers for war and domination, but for you to strive and struggle and use that fiery Aries energy to achieve something beautiful for yourself and your community. That's the way I would read it, certainly. It can also mean, fighting and standing up for what we believe in. I know many of you are out there on the front lines fighting the good fight. So I think there's definitely that theme here. Any last messages from the tarot? Oh, that one was almost coming out. Okay, that one's definitely come out. And finally, the Cherub of Cups, the eagle-headed spirit here, Nizrach, making an offering. I feel like there's a peace offering here between love and war. And certainly they are themes of the goddess Ishtar too, which, if you're interested in her complexity as a goddess, I do have a Patreon channel where you can find hundreds of podcasts quoting primary sources on the goddess Ishtar. there are a few on that seeming complexity of being a goddess of love and war. But here we see the warrior and the priest at a face-off. The warrior has his, bow drawn, and the priest has an offering, a spiritual offering. So I feel like Neptune in Aries, and with the romance card in the oracle, is maybe this is a transit where we're actually going to make peace with that which has been at odds with each other. Now, this might be interpersonal. So if you're reconciling, or if you're maybe dating, or, looking for love, you might actually end up pairing with someone who's not your usual type, or not from your milieu. Maybe they're a different sort of class or culture. I think I mentioned that before in this reading. So that's a theme, definitely. I feel like on a global level, it's also a real calling to make peace with each other between what has been at odds. So beautiful reading. I want to shuffle more, but we'll be here forever. So what I will do is ask you to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If any of this resonates with you, or, what are you hoping will come out of this transit for you? Please leave me a like before you leave if you've stayed with me so far. Otherwise, I will leave you, as always, with my love and courage. Bye for now.